So, I was thinking about making a 1-year review of my M1 MacBook Air. But that got me thinking, why not make a video about how great this computer has been for me, how good it could be for you, and whether you should buy one now or wait for the M2 MacBook Air in the future. So let's get into it. So welcome back to Apple Call with me, Adam Jacob, and thanks for coming. As you can see, this is my M1 MacBook Air, and it has held up really well after a year of use. There is a small nick on the side, but it's hardly noticeable, and there is no other scratches. The display has stayed in good quality, and I have no complaints with the build quality. This is my base model iPad Air, as you can see here, with the Apple M1 chip, 8 gigs of RAM, and this is the 7-core GPU with the 8-core CPU and 256 gigs of storage. This performance has been perfect for me, as it has combined just enough performance for editing 4K videos and playing a few light games such as Rise of the Tomb Raider and Fortnite when that was not buggy as hell. So as this is my first Mac ever, I have loved how well it has been built, and picking it up with the cold, smooth aluminium is so confidence filling, with the weight making it feel even more premium. And the keyboard, it is just amazing to listen how nice it feels to use, and is so relaxing to type on. The trackpad is also amazingly responsive and is so vast compared to other Windows laptops and even the Logitech Combo Touch I have for my iPad, where that I find that can be quite cramped. Where this, I have no problems with the size of the trackpad and how responsive it is to use the gestures and scrolling through the OS. As which it should be, as it's the only input for the Mac, as there is no touchscreen obviously, which I don't find a pain, as I like to keep the display in a nice good condition, and every time I get a fingerprint I do have to wipe it down, otherwise it just annoys me. That brings us to the next point. The display is just crisp and bright to look at. I don't look at it and think the blacks aren't black enough, the refresh rate is not high enough, and yes, I have used the 120Hz with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but I don't feel like I need it. And nor do I feel like I need a mini LED display, just because this display, I look at it and think, wow, this is probably the best display I've seen on any of my devices. You will probably find this an amazing device, even for the RRP of £999. But if we go over to Amazon, we can see that it is discounted to £889, which is a great discount of £110, which I think is great for people to buy. As you can see, you should get it before Christmas. So if you are looking for a new laptop or a gift, I think this is a great option to go for. I also don't find the lack of ports to be a problem. As to the sleekness of the device, while still being functional. I connect my monitor. I do connect this MacBook to a monitor using a DisplayPort to Type-C cable, which I have here. I will leave a link for this in the video description. So it's Type-C to DisplayPort, but it also has a power delivery USB-C port in the DisplayPort. So that means I can charge my MacBook whilst also sending a display signal to my monitor, meaning I only have to use one cable. Yeah, so I was skeptical of that cable when I first bought it, as it did seem a bit different, but it's held up well and I have no complaints about it. I also use this Ugreen USB-C hub that I've not that long, but as an old hub broke that wasn't quite as good. But this feels like it's made by Apple, the made of aluminium, and it's very durable, and I don't think there'll be any issue with this. As you can see, it also has a micro SD card slot, 3 USB 3.0s, and a USB-C, which I plug the monitor into with the cable. And I'll also leave a link for this down in the video description. And whilst you're down there, smash that like button and please subscribe. Right, so here you can see what the Facetime HD camera looks like on the MacBook Air, 720p with the image signal processing of the M1 chip. And you can also get a taste of what the microphone sounds like. This has been possible for when using team calls and other things like that. But now we're going to go over to whether you should also consider the M1 MacBook Pro, as you can see on Amazon here, is reduced to £1,159, which is £140 off the RRP, and also available for delivery before Christmas. But I don't think this is the best one to get, as you get the similar amount of performance with the M1 Air, and I think it is a better value as this one, but it's something else you could consider, especially you need a slightly higher thermal headroom and you really like the touch bar. But the future MacBook Air could be an interesting one, as it will possibly bring a new design and new colours like the 24-inch iMac. But I'm not certain that is a good thing, as in my opinion, this will make the MacBook look cheaper than what it does, even though it still be the same high build quality. It's just the colours may not be pulled off as well as the sleek space grey of the current one. And I also think the white notch just won't blend in with a black wallpaper on your Mac on the desktop, and it may just not fit in as well as the current design. However, it may bring bigger performance gains with the M2 chip, as it may also feature ARM v9 and a couple of extra cores, so maybe 9 and 10 cores with the GPU instead of 7 or 8, which may give you slightly more performance. But I imagine the CPU count will stay the same, so don't expect bigger performance gains there. There may also be the possible return of ports, so that might be a good thing for you if 2 Thunderbolt ports isn't enough, and we may see the return of MagSafe 3s, which we've seen with the new MacBook Pros. But in my opinion, I do prefer a dongle, as it means all the cables all go out to one side and it does look a bit sleeker and cleaner. So in conclusion, go buy the MacBook Air, even if it's in the back of your mind, as it is powerful enough now and it'll be powerful enough for a number of years, and we'll also get macOS updates for at least another 5 years, probably more. As an example, you've got 2015 MacBook still getting software support, and even the 2013 Mac Pro, which in some cases this is vastly more powerful than. The only time I think you should consider the new M2 MacBook Air is when Tim Cook walks on stage, says good morning and announces it. Up until then, I think this will be the greatest value MacBook you can get, especially if you don't need the insane performance of the M1 Pro, M1 Max, but you're looking for a sleek looking laptop with enough power to get most jobs done. So I hope you found this video helpful. So give it a like and feel free to subscribe. Thank you.